Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson is one of the hottest names in this year's draft class, but there's one big problem in his game that is impossible to ignore. He might be the single worst deep ball passer we've seen from a future first round quarterback in the last 7 draft classes. And I don't mean struggled a bit, I mean historically bad. So here's the question: is it fixable, or is it a red flag that will destroy his draft stock? Let's break it down. Simpson has every tool scouts look for: quick processing, accuracy on intermediate targets, anticipation, tight window throws. It's all there. But then we hit one massive, weird, confusing contradiction. On attempts of more than 30 yards downfield, everything falls apart. He's completed just 13% of those throws this season. That's worse than every other relevant quarterback in this 2026 draft class. And the only player worse than Simpson has been LSU's Garrett Nussmeier, who's played himself right out of first round consideration. Put those numbers next to what he does inside 30 yards, where he completes 60% of throws, and the contrast is even more stunning. Simpson's elite accuracy on throws of 20 to 30 yards downfield makes his deep ball struggles all the more shocking. But the moment he goes deep, everything changes. And when you go back and look at all those downfield attempts, it's clear that Simpson has the arm, he just lacks touch. Some attempts are overthrows, others are underthrows. And when you compare Simpson to every first-round quarterback drafted from 2019 to 2025, he ranks dead last in deep ball accuracy by a massive gap. Justin Herbert's last 2 college seasons, he was at 30%. Trevor Lawrence, 33%. Caleb Williams was at 37%. My guy Mac Jones was at a whopping 58%. Ty Simpson, meanwhile, 15.8% so far in his college career. Not great. But here's the twist, and why NFL scouts aren't bailing just yet. Most quarterbacks improve in their final season, some dramatically. When you look at throws of 20 to 30 yards for these first rounders from the last 7 draft classes, and you include Simpson, Simpson is number 2 in completion percentage behind only Joe Burrow. That's better than CJ Stroud, better than Drake May, currently one of the best deep ball passers on the planet, and better than every other first-round quarterback over that time frame. When I looked at 34 NFL quarterbacks who became successful starters or high-end backups from the last 7 draft classes, almost all of them were mediocre at best deep ball passers early on in their college careers. The average completion percentage, just 32%, but more than half of them improved dramatically with one more year of development. Zach Wilson, for example, jumped from 32% to 72% his last year in college, and he was the 2nd overall pick in 2021. Jaden Daniels, he went from 38% to 59%. He was 2nd overall in 2024. And Drake May, he jumped from 34% to 48%. And of course, he was taking one spot after Daniels, 3rd overall. Ty Simpson's numbers today, 13% this season, is well below the historical floor. But history also shows how quickly that number can change with more reps, better footwork, and a full offseason of preparation. And here's the thing: NFL evaluators don't believe Simpson has a broken arm or a broken brain. They think it's a combination of inconsistent touch and trajectory, footwork breakdowns under pressure, route timing and spacing with his receivers, and maybe most important, limited in-game reps. Simpson just hasn't played a lot of football. As Rand Carthon, the former Titans GM and my co-host on the With the First Pick podcast, put it, you don't judge the flaw until you understand its cause. And most causes are coachable. Ty Simpson is an outlier, both good and bad. Elite in the intermediate game, historically bad downfield. One giant mystery holding back an otherwise first-round profile. But nothing in his game suggests the flaw is permanent. If Simpson returns to Tuscaloosa, the odds say he'll be having a very different conversation next year. And if he declares now, the NFL has to decide, is this a fixable flaw or a fatal one?